William Henry Smush Parker, born June 1st, 1981. The greatest misconception about Mr. Smush Parker is that he was somehow Kwame Brown's level of NBA talent. I remember growing up watching him in LA and thinking, wow, I like this guy. He was my second favorite player on that team. Behind Kobe, I thought he really had a shot if he was embraced more by their star. Smush in any other era on any other team at that time in his life could have been a special player. With the untimely death of the great Kobe Bryant, I think it's fitting to mend some of the misconceptions about some of his past teammates that don't get the respect they deserve. First player comes to mind is Smush Parker. Was he actually trash, as Kobe sometimes alluded to? Was he a weak link? In my opinion, no. But did he have a few stunts in his career that didn't allow him to flourish like as a child I thought he could? Yes, let's get into it. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Sincere rest in peace to the families and loved ones on that helicopter that took the lives of basketball great Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna from the basketball world. In the words of the legend Tupac Shakur, things will never be the same. Smush recently put out some words of closure for Bryant, saying he wishes he got the chance to mend their relationship before it ended. I think it was the stand-up thing to do, and I gotta salute him for that. Rest in peace, Kobe, and everyone that lost their lives that day. Spending time growing up in Harlem, Staten Island, and Queens, Parker had to battle his way to playing on the big stage in front of a star-studded city. He wasn't a household name in high school, but earned a scholarship to the College of Southern Idaho as a freshman. He then transferred to Fordham University in New York, where he spent just one season. Stunt number 1, leaving too soon. I'm all for a prospect leaving and betting on himself early in his youth. Although Smush had a solid season at Fordham, where he averaged 16.5, 4 assists, and an amazing 2.3 steals a game, he wasn't developed enough, nor had enough cachet to leave early from a smaller school like Fordham. If he averaged 20 plus there, I could understand, but I don't think NBA teams saw enough of him to believe in his talent. A big point guard that could shoot, had a smooth game, was athletic, but the biggest attribute he possessed was his defense. He wasn't an in-your-face barker like Pat Bev, but his wingspan and anticipation made him garner a lot of steals in college and in the NBA, a la Paul George. His steal against the Suns while up 2-1 in the 2006 playoffs was a huge reason Kobe hit one of his most notable game winners. They went up 3-1 and ultimately eliminated the Suns. But the rest of his game hadn't caught up to his defensive skill yet for him to make the jump to the NBA. He wound up going undrafted in the 2002 NBA draft, but signed by the Cavaliers for the upcoming season. His road in the NBA was forever an uphill battle, moving from team to team and actually spending time overseas before joining the Lakers. The biggest reason was because he wasn't ready for that level of basketball after a lone average season in college. Leaving allowed him a chance to play professionally, but took away his stability and he became a journeyman. Stunt number 2, playing with Kobe Bryant. Growing up in Brooklyn, New York, Parker developed his confidence and alpha mentality at a young age. Being from there and making it out as a basketball player was a very competitive feat in Parker's days. He returned to the NBA in 2004 with the Detroit Pistons and Phoenix Suns. He then signed with the Lakers in the summer of 2005 and was in the midst of the Kobe Bryant era for the team. As reported and seen through clips of practice and at times in games, Kobe was not an easy person to play with if you were a weak-minded person, or as Smush said, an alpha that wasn't gonna take Kobe's shit. He would push you mentally to the point it could be seen as excessive. Smush would have his best years in LA, averaging career highs in points and playing in every game for the team over 2 years. He shot the ball well and averaged career highs in steals. It was a gift, obviously, at the time, but the relationship he and Kobe developed, or lack thereof, put a stigma on Parker, and it didn't allow him to get much future opportunities in the NBA. Whether intentionally or not, Kobe painted a picture of Smush that, with a guy of his power and prime, made the majority of people, and in my opinion, teams, see him the same way. Parker went on to admit to not passing Kobe the ball on purpose because of the way he treated people and how the organization catered to him. Kobe later went on to further damage the Brooklyn guard's name by calling him a bad teammate and saying in 2012 that Parker shouldn't have been in the league at all, but the Lakers were too cheap to pay for a point guard. At that time, Smush was already out of the league again and trying to fight his way back. Those comments were a great deal of why that never happened. Stunt number 3, blown opportunities. The final stunt in Parker's career was him not taking advantage of the opportunities he maybe didn't realize he had that could have propelled him to greater success or at least a stable position in the league. The fact that Smush even made it to the league from where he came from and only spending a year each at 2 small schools is to be noted as a huge accomplishment for him. Like I said, he was one of my favorite Lakers in his 2 years there. My fondest memories of him is how I sat on the edge of my seat every time the Lakers set up in pick and roll sets. I just knew he had the potential to body someone. His 1-foot jump was truly something special, and he took off as quick as anyone. But while playing in the NBA with one of the greatest ever, I think he could have nurtured that relationship a bit more by working harder than he did to become a player Kobe could respect and to further improve his own skills for future opportunities. Having a great like Kobe to learn from and not taking advantage was a loss for him. He would sign with the Heat in 2007 and his production drastically dropped off. Outside of playing with Kobe, his numbers made him look like a below average player. That has to be a byproduct of you just not taking advantage of the fact that you were in the NBA and not working hard enough on your game. Miami was another blown opportunity that saw him even get into an altercation with a parking lot attendant, which led him to being waived by the Heat. The Clippers signed him for the rest of the season, but also waived him, making that the last opportunity he'd see in the NBA. It would be D-Leagues and overseas ever since. All in all, is Smush Parker as trash as he's made out to be? Nah man, he wasn't. Was he a disappointing player for how his career turned out? Slightly. One can look at it like he overachieved even making it to the league. Or some may look at his numbers and Lakers seasons as a huge letdown. Either way, salute and respect to a guy I looked up to and put on for his family name and did things many young players only dream of doing. But for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth, and I'm out.